What's good, fam? My name is Shigo, and today I'll be taking you through the process on how I make tracks for my live shows and gigs and all of that stuff in just 6 steps. But before we continue, hit that like button, comment below, and please hit that subscribe button. Let's get it. Today I'll be making tracks on the song He's Mine by Setu Kumete. Do check it out on all digital platforms, it's available. Very dope song. And today I'll be working on Logic Pro X. For those of you that don't know it, this is how it looks like. And with me, the first step to making tracks would be always adding all the master separates needed. That's important for me because it whatever arrangements you do with the live band and with the live setup, it still keeps you very much within the boundaries of the original song, right? So yep, I'm gonna go ahead and open that. So these are stems, not really separates, but they're stems. You could use separates, you could use stems, and I'm gonna choose which stems to take. This is ambient. So when we record this song, oh, by the way, I happen to have produced this song. When we recorded the song, we wanted to have a feel of an audience type of feel. So we recorded like a couple of takes of just like random speaking and shouting and dancing and whatnot. So it just sounds like a whole audience. Right, aux keys, definitely gonna need that. Bass, not gonna need that because I'll probably have a bassist. BVs, yes, very much, because I believe if you have separates of the BVs or the stems, it just enhances on whatever will be there in the live setup or on the live setup. Drums. So to clarify, these are drums that were programmed. So if they were programmed, yes, I believe it is advisable to add them to your project. But if it's live drums, you obviously can't add that because then you'd have that in a live setup. FX, these are all your risers, and then guitars, definitely. Even if you have a guitar in a live setup, you wanna add the guitars from the actual song just to still keep the feel of the original song, I believe. Lead vocals, I normally use that for band rehearsals when the artist is not available and just the band rehearsal, just so we have a guide. And main keys, definitely not, because I'll obviously be playing keys. And so yep, I'll just go ahead and add those. Create new tracks, yep. And there we go. And our first step is done, just like that. And now we go to step number 2. Edit the files. Now, editing the files is cutting the stems or separates on some sections so they don't clash with the live arrangements, right? I'll show you. Well, I already cut them prior to, just to save time. Right, there we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, drums. You'll notice that this part is probably where I would love to throw in an arrangement or dynamic or whatever I want to throw in. So I cut the drums here so that they don't clash with whatever I want to do with the band there, right? So applies with this section for the guitars. With me, when I make certain arrangements, I would like some distortion guitars, so this is probably a section where I would like a distortion guitar, and so I wouldn't want it to clash with the original guitars from the original record, right? And so I went ahead and did it for the whole song. it looks like it's something small, but it is very crucial that you do it. It is very important that you do it, and it plays a very huge role. It's just as important as everything else. And so step 2 done. And now for number 3. It says lay down ideas for live arrangement. Now this is my favorite part. This is where the arranging begins, right? So normally when I do this part, that's where the keyboard comes in. So whatever instrument you play, you don't need to specifically play the keyboard, even if it's just a guitar or whatever you can play, whatever you play. But I think it is much more better if you do or make your arrangements with a keyboard, so you can also like express your voicings and the details and just everything. Right, let's get it. And I'm back. That was tiring, but very fun. So I'm just gonna make you hear. So I I drafted my ideas with some EPs right there. These are stock EPs from Logic, and then I also added a click. So I manually make my clicks because I feel like the stock clicks are not audible enough. And the last thing you want at a gig is not hearing the click, right? So, and you can't afford to miss time when you're on tracks, basically. So I'm just gonna make you hear this part. It sounds very funny for now because obviously it's just ideas and stuff. What a great father. What a mighty God. What a great healer. And he's mine. Yep, and that's one of the sections. And so just like that, we're done with step 3. Step 4. Add all the necessary sounds. Now this is one of my favorites too, because like for those who don't know, I'm also an auxiliary keyboard player, so I enjoy laying sounds and stuff. So right after I recorded the ideas, I also recorded the sounds to save time, right? So I'm just gonna add them. Right. There we go. I'm just gonna have you listen to the same section, but with sounds now. And I'm also gonna make a video on how I choose sounds, what sounds I prefer to play on certain sections, and what sounds I choose to, and how I automate them and everything. I'm gonna have a special video for that too. So stay tuned, subscribe. Right, I wanna play you this section. Right, and that is step 4, adding sounds. And so if anything, you're definitely going to need a keyboard for this one, even if you're a guitarist or anything else, bassist, whatever. You're definitely going to need a keyboard for this one, just to make the tracks fuller and give them life. Right, and we're done with step 4. Step number 5. Now this step is on preference. I think it's just it's a matter of preference. And the step is add vocal cues. Now, vocal cues for me are crucial or important because if I'm at a gig or if I'm playing live, I don't want to be talking all the time. I want to focus on my playing and stuff and not having to talk on the talkback mic the whole time, but still have the band properly directed to the details and the sections of the song. So some directors prefer um, talking all the time. They prefer, some say vocal cues are a little loud. Some, it's just, I think on this one it's just a preference matter. So with me, it's very important because I don't want to be, as I've stated, I don't want to be talking all the time. If anything, I would be talking probably in between the songs if it's a set, in between the songs, and not like right through the whole set and right through the songs. So I'm gonna go ahead and add vocal cues. I added these prior to save time. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my vocal cues preset. Also, I'm also gonna make another video relating to vocal cues and how I download my vocal cues, and I also made this cool thing with EXS, I think, the sampler, and I basically mapped my vocal cues to the keyboard. Very cool. So I don't need to be pasting them on every section and stuff. That just like, so with this mapping thing, it just saves a whole lot of time, right? And I'm going to play you this same section. Just gonna pull it back a little, right?
Verse 2, hits. Tag. 1, 2. Hits. Tag. 2, 3, 4, 1. Verse 3.
Right, and that's about it. I mean, that's for me is what works for me. It's a matter of preference. So you could add the step on your list, you could not. That's totally up to you. And so we're done with step number 5. And last but not least, step number 6, share the live arrangements idea track with the band prior. Again, this is on preference. I prefer that everyone be prepared by the time they come to rehearsal, so we work more on gelling the music and tightening the music than actually learning the music. There are people that do prefer teaching music at first hand at rehearsals. That is also fine. That is also cool. I mean, this is everything I mentioned in this video is what works for me. It's what I prefer to do, my preferences basically, and how basically I make these tracks. Yeah, and thank you to everyone that has watched this video. I hope you've learned a thing or two. I hope I was of advantage to you, and many more videos are to come. And don't forget to hit that like button, comment below, and hit that subscribe button. Right now I'm going to bring in the band and basically demonstrate how maybe rehearsal would play out. Yeah, let's get it.
Intro. All in. Hits. Hits. Verse 2. Hits. Tag. 1, 2. Hits. Tag. 2, 3, 4, 1. Verse 3. Chorus. Refrain. Keys. Tag. All in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Softly. Tag. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chorus. Hits. 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1. Tag. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tag. Softly. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keys. 2, 3, 4. Build. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Hits. Hold. 1, 2. Drums. Last time. Outro. Big ending.